glug glug, right? That's not just me. It's what I see anyways. Not telling you what to think, just telling you that I'm thinking. That's it.
I don't get it, I really don't. I mean, he should be here. That's what prime ministers do. They show up to be humiliated like the rest of us schmucks.
And I really do urge Mr. Poilievre, as a friend and a colleague, to ask for his top secret security clearance to clear the air. It must be done. But that is another matter altogether from saying the names should be made public. To do that is to urge colleagues to break the law, but perhaps even worse than breaking the law, to place Canadian intelligence assets at risk.
Everyone has an opinion about Canadian federal politics.
Oh, yeah.
Hey gang, what's up? Just Aaron right here, Canadian Looney. Let me tell you something. If a drunkard comes up to you with olive branch in hand, calls you their friend, and then tells you what your responsibilities are and how you're duty bound to get some kind of clearance, that person is not your friend. They are drunk. They're up to something negative. They're up to some kind of manipulation. This chick only wants to cover up the 11 names. That is what is going on. Let's break this video down. Liz May, you gotta go. 9 a.m. Give it a break. Hair of the dog.
So I understand that as a member of the House of Commons, you can participate. You do not require unanimous consent, and so I'll let you carry on.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I just wanted to add some more context. I know I'm not a member of the committee, but as a leader of the Green Party, I have top secret security clearance, and as a leader of a party, all party leaders in the opposition have received briefings from Nathalie Drouin, the National Security and Intelligence Advisor to the Prime Minister. And I also, on that call, was with the newly appointed head of CSIS, Daniel Rogers. The context in which they had to go forward was that they were aware that the RCMP was aware that the criminal investigations that are ongoing required that the defense counsel for people engaged in the criminal prosecutions for the murder of course, Hardeep Singh Niger, that much of this was going to have to be disclosed in court. And they were also aware that 6 diplomats and their proxies were involved in an active continuing ring that represented a threat to Canadians.
It's a bunch of bullshit. She sounds like she's just bogged up and a little bit hammered. Like, this was early in the morning. This was 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. This lady is not in the best interests of the things that I think are in Canadians' best interest. And I care about people in the lines at the grocery store. Liz May does not.
So I'm not taking anything away from what my colleague, Mr. McGregor, has said, just to say that's an additional reason for the urgency that led the RCMP to take this additional information, which is absolutely chilling, to make it public. That was another part of that context. So I'd like to participate in the hearings going forward. I promise not to take much of the committee's time. I just appreciate the opportunity to say that where we have had briefings, and some of us have more information than others, I think all Canadians should have the same kind of briefing that I received, just with the care that's taken to say this part here has to stay behind an absolutely secure wall for national security reasons. The rest can be shared with Canadians so they understand why there is the need for the sharing publicly of this information. Completely agree the focus on people who are most at risk, because there's an active effort by a criminal network with a coordination out of India to actually collect information on Canadians, things like when people are walking their dog and what normal pattern of life, what route they take. This couldn't be more significant and urgent that it be disrupted, and that Canadians be reassured that the RCMP and CSIS and our intelligence apparatus are coordinating their work to protect Canadians' lives. I'll stop there. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
So it would seem to me, gang, that Liz May is manipulating to get her way into this committee that she's not a part of so that she can do some more roadblocking for Trudeau. She's WEF too, Trudeau's WEF. They've sold this out already. They have no souls. She's just trying to manipulate Canadians And they're aware that she has a good reputation. Her reputation should be tarnished. She's shit.
Thank you so much for allowing me to speak to this. I feel duty bound as someone who is has top secret security clearance and is perhaps more aware of the legislative framework around the security of information, that I feel duty bound to speak to say that this motion would be very inappropriate, and in fact would be calling on people who have access to top secret security information to break the law. And I know that can't be Mr. Lloyd's intention, but the Security of Information Act, which used to be called the Official Secrets Act, requires that information that is collected and is in a top secret security designation not be made public. There are many reasons for this, including that we could be risking the lives of intelligence assets of the government of Canada, people, real live human beings unknown to us around the world who help Canadian security agencies and RCMP collect information. Even the publication of the numbers of people involved can, to another hostile foreign power, they can work by inference backwards and figure out, well, if Canadians know about that, they can only have gotten it from this source. And then that source could have their life in danger.
Oh, she's duty bound. I guess that allows her to be condescending and pretentious and fake. Does she mean bogged up? Because she is full of shit. There was a time I thought you were a real person. Then she's talking about real life human beings. What other kind of human beings are there?
And I really do urge Mr. Poilievre, as a friend and a colleague, to ask for his top secret security clearance to clear the air. It must be done. But that is another matter altogether from saying the names should be made public. To do that is to urge colleagues to break the law, but perhaps even worse than breaking the law, to place Canadian intelligence assets at risk.
Gang, if we're talking about intelligence assets, Liz May has nothing to worry about, right? Glug, glug.
And I think the motion might come back to committee with the amendment. The amendment might come back to committee after the committee and all members have had briefings on this point, not from me, but from our intelligence apparatus, from the people at CSIS, the people who handle security within the Privy Council office, the RCMP, and so on, so that everybody around this committee table is fully informed that releasing the names is a non-starter, is a threat to Canadian security, and can actually jeopardize lives. Thank you.
Are they real life, living live human beings, you fearmonger?
I do want to make it very clear to my friend from Katona and St. Paul's and to Melissa Lansman as well. I haven't changed my position at all. I don't own any flip-flops. I don't flip-flop. I stand on principle. I was trained as a lawyer. I'm honored to have been admitted to the bar of Nova Scotia and Ontario.
Brags about being a lawyer? Who gives a shit that you're a lawyer?
Before I spoke publicly, and I think it's important for me to explain to my colleagues how I navigated this. How do you obtain top secret security clearance? Read information that must by law remain secret and still talk about it? Well, the answer is you're careful as you navigate. So the notes I plan to use in a press conference, I shared with security agencies. I want my colleagues around the table to know that some things I had intended to say that I thought would be non-controversial and not reveal any secrets included the exact number of people who were considered witting or semi-witting. I repeat again that I do not believe any of our colleagues currently serving in Parliament, at least in terms of the report I read. There may be other information. Certainly the Prime Minister has had other.
How about this then, Liz? You just make all the decisions. Canadians don't need to know anything, and we'll just go with your judgment. A drunk sellout. Let's trust you.
We have to be careful as members of Parliament not to allow political rhetoric to get in the way of what we do to serve Canadians. So I just wanted to clear that up. I hope it helps.
She says we have to watch out for political rhetoric and watch what she immediately jumps into right away. Political rhetoric. She is a turd.
This isn't politics. I'm not playing games here. I'm telling you how it is. I do again believe that it's important to clear up any suggestion that foreign interference had an impact on the Conservative leadership race. That's an obvious point. That's already out there in public. That's on page 32, paragraph 72 of the public version of the Committee of Parliamentarians report. I think Mr. Poilievre would want to know himself exactly what is referenced there and get a top secret security clearance. Unless there's some reason he thinks he won't get it, I can't see any reason why he wouldn't want to obtain it. I think I've made it clear, and I think Mr. Singh, as leader of the Democratic Party, has made it clear. Mr. Blanchet is still in the process of getting his top secret security clearance, that we believe we can serve the people of Canada and share the information that we can share without breaking the law and help all Canadians understand. And I wrote each individual leader of all the parties in the House of Commons to please get top secret security clearance so we could meet as a group, as a unified force, and tell foreign powers, whether Russia or the People's Republic of China or India or any of the sources of foreign interference, that we operate in Canada as a solid wall to tell foreign powers, we're not giving you space here. We unify, we pull together. And for that, it would certainly be helpful if all the leaders of all the federal political parties obtained top secret security clearance so we could work together without risking violating the security establishment and the safety and security of people, non-Canadians, somewhere else around the world, who are sharing information with our operatives. Those people must not be placed at risk because of reckless political rhetoric here.
So gang, I'm never trying to tell anybody what to think. I just want people to know I'm thinking. And Liz May is not looking out for Canadians. She's looking out for herself. Always has been, always will be. Brags about being a lawyer. Who gives a shit that you're a lawyer? You know how to break the law and get away with it? You're a career politician that's a bum. That's enough, Liz May. Time for you to go. Anyways, Aaron, Aaron, Canadian Looney, like, subscribe, share, get notified, all those fun things. We do a live show here through the weeks. We cover every question period live. Totally amazing chat room. You'll enjoy the experience once you come. That's it. We got to get going. Cut this video up. Have a great day. Thanks for watching this one. Catch you next time. Everyone has an opinion about Canadian federal politics. Oh, yeah. Brags about being a lawyer. Who gives a shit that you're a lawyer? You know how to break the law and get away with it? You're a career politician that's a bum. That's enough, Liz May. Time for you to go.
Back, Omar Khadr, you're home. Does it strike you?
There's a lot unusual about your speech, Liz, but we're going to take off.
Glug, glug, right? That's not just me. It's what I see anyways. Not telling you what to think, just telling you that I'm thinking. That's it.